Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 12 News at 5. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. New at 5, family, friends, and fellow police officers gathering to mourn the loss of one of their own.
Officer Paul Rutherford, killed in the line of duty late last week during an accident call. Tonight, memorial services are underway, starting with a public viewing at St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Avondale.
That's where we find Team 12's Nicole Zymek. And Nicole, I understand that just moments ago, Officer Rutherford's body was carried out of the church to a hearse.
Yeah, Kariba, it sure was, and it was a very touching, beautiful moment. The casket was slowly taken out by pallbearers that included his two sons, and they were flanked by cadets and fellow brothers and sisters in blue that made a pathway to the hearse, all as bagpipes were playing. Now, the community has been showing up by the hundreds. The public viewing started around 3:30 today, and was followed by a mass at 4:30, which concluded with this beautiful procession. But at one point, that line for the public viewing was so long it reached almost to the parking lot. And Officer Rutherford was very well loved and well known. He worked in a lot of precincts throughout his 23 years in the Phoenix Police Department, so he touched a lot of lives in several communities, not just the Maryvale precinct where he recently worked. His commander spoke to us earlier. He says that Paul was a very humble man, but ever since his death, countless people have been coming forward from the community sharing their stories about the selfless things that he did. Earlier today, we've heard for the very first time from the fallen officer's son. His son, Chris, was visibly emotional.
Just want to take a minute to thank everyone for the overwhelming love and support. We appreciate your thoughts and prayers. Just thank you guys. It's been really hard, and the community's making it a lot easier. The Phoenix Police Department's making it a lot easier.
And this does conclude services for today. Funeral services will start tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and 12 News will, of course, be providing you continuous coverage. But for now, we're live in Avondale. Nicole Zymek, 12 News.
All right, thanks, Nicole.